It's the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi, folks. Welcome to the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is on 10 details you may have not noticed in the episode Opie's Newspaper. Take a look. We'll start with Pickups and Splashes. It was once an actual newspaper column. Screenwriter Harvey Bullock worked a lot on his own backstory in the Opie's Newspaper. Veteran television scribe Bullock also wrote notable episodes of the Flintstones and Hogan's Heroes, and went on to create Monster Squad, and was writing from an early age. In high school, he had a column in the school paper called Pickups and Splashes from the Floor and Pool, as he revealed in Neil Brower's insightful book Mayberry 101. Barney Fife boasts about his teenage journalist days at Mayberry Union High School, mentioning his column of the same name. However, Barney's column only ran once. Myra Lambert is a Raindrop is based on a true story, too. That was not the only autobiographical detail Bullock worked into the script. Early in the episode, Barney and Andy read through Opie's innocent first edition of the Mayberry Sun, which has updates and bulletins from his school. Myra Lambert landed a part in the school play. She'll be a raindrop. Barney reads, "That's cute. That's darn cute." Well, this too comes from Bullock's experience serving in the U.S. Navy. He explained in Mayberry 101 that fellows in the Navy serving in the Pacific were missing news from back home. They asked a Red Cross field worker to bring back updates from the home front. When the news came in, one sailor heard about his brother Clifford landing a part in the play. "Clifford is a raindrop," the Red Cross reported. That amusing line stuck with Bullock for decades. The writer later regretted making a reference to the A-bomb. Later in the episode, Barney and Aunt Bee and Andy sit and chat in the Taylor kitchen. It's a hot day outside. "Must be the bomb," Barney declares. You might wonder what he's talking about. It was an off-stated, offhand line used in the post-WW2 era by people who would blame something inexplicable on the nuclear bomb. It must be the bomb. Train not on time, it must be the bomb. Mail late, must be the bomb. Stark humor indeed, and certainly for idyllic Mayberry. Bullock would later resent using the line. "When I see it now in the script, I wince," he told Neil Brower in Mayberry 101. "It was ill-advised because I labored to keep topical lines out of Mayberry. Any reference to the bomb was negative and unnecessary." Opie got the name of his pal wrong. Any astute viewer of the Andy Griffith Show knows that writers do not particularly care to continuity. This episode in particular is rife with such inconsistency. Let's start with Troy Bowden in the Mayberry Sun. We learn this boy forgot his lunch at school, but got a pear from a classmate. You have seen young Bowden before. Trey Bowden was the title character in Andy and Opie's pal. Trey was his nickname, and his given name was Frederick Bowden III. The Reverend had a different name, too. Recognize Reverend Hobart M. Tucker, played by William Keane. After all, he married Andy and Helen in the series premiere of Mayberry RFD. He's a familiar face around Mayberry, only in Mayberry's newspaper. As well in the church organ, he is for some reason called Reverend Martin. The Reverend lived in a haunted house. Speaking of the Reverend, pay close attention to his house. His recycled home in Mayberry, most notably the same structure was a spooky Rimshaw house in the haunted house. The same place hosts a society party when it is Mrs. Wiley's home by Ernest T. Bass. It's easy to spot with its distinctive porch railing and front door windows. It also happens to sit right next to the Taylor house on the production set. The Grigsbys were not that far apart in age. Barney and Aunt Bee gossip on the sidewalk at passerbys. They spot Harold and Sue Grigsby. Barney and Bee say he's old enough to be her father, and that Sue is a bottle blonde. But in real life, the actors Kelly Thornton and Vicky Raff were only 4 years apart in age. Burt Mustin was playing a different character. Burt Mustin is a fascinating bit player on the Andy Griffith Show. Began his acting career at the age of 67 outside of Mayberry. He's best known as Gus the fireman on Leave It to Beaver in Mayberry. In Mayberry, he's mostly known as Judd Fletcher. However, he's also known as Jubal, Mr. Crowley, and here he's known as Sam Benson. Why all the different names for essentially the same character? Who knows? Mrs. Foster was related to Beaver Cleaver, and not. And B. This is the chicken a la king of Mrs. Foster, describing it as wallpaper paste. That bit of spilled tea gets printed in the Mayberry Sun, forcing B to try and snatch the paper from Mrs. Foster's doorstep before it can be read. Irene Tedrow plays the role. On the new Leave It to Beaver, she portrayed Aunt Martha Bronson, June's auntie, which is weird because on the original Leave It to Beaver, she was in the episode The Visiting Aunts. However, in that story, she was Mrs. Hathaway, a friend of Aunt Martha. There was a cereal conflict. Post was a major sponsor of the Andy Griffith Show, which is why you could see Sheriff Andy pitching the company's cereals, Post Oat Flakes and Post Toasties, during episodes when the sitcom originally aired. They're good, he'd declare. Look at the shelf behind the printing press in the Mayberry Sun garage base, and you'll find a box of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes and General Mills Cheerios. I thought this was just a handful of really cool little information, and I know how people have asked for videos on certain episodes, and here's one for you. I hope you enjoyed it. And that is all I have for you. I hope you check out classic rock and country music facts and trivia, and classic TV facts and trivia. I'll get it out there in a minute. Faith and Entertainment, my new channel. Please check that out. And please like this video. You guys have a great day. Well, before I go, I've got a friend who's I went and seen last night, and he's slowly passing on. And then I went this morning and I went and seen him in hospice. Really bad shape. He's very close. If you could pray for him and his family for me, I would really appreciate it. Been like a brother to me for a lot of years, and just pray God takes him easy and without pain, and pray comfort for his family. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless. I'm praying for you.